Okay, welcome back, guys. So around about a year ago, I made a video on YouTube where I started a print-on-demand business selling mugs completely from scratch. And now, I put a lot of work up front with that business, but to be honest, afterwards, I didn't really do too much with it. However, a year on from starting that business, where we are now, what's happened over the last year has actually been pretty shocking. And so guys, in today's video, I want to show you how that business has progressed stats-wise from where it was a year ago to what it's looking like now. And then guys, I'm also going to talk you through my exact strategy that I'm going to implement with this business to take it from where it is now to a 24K a month Etsy business, which is exactly what my previous best month on Etsy was with another Etsy shop. So let's first time travel back a year, guys, and just recap where this shop was a year ago. And I just want to say as well, I'm going to be very transparent with you guys, okay, and show you all of the stats, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that like to, say a lot of things and teach a lot of things when maybe they haven't done it themselves, or they don't have that much experience in doing it, because it can probably be very disheartening for you guys to hear all of this information. And I just think sometimes the picture is painted that, unless you're earning 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, then you're kind of behind and you're not where you should be. But actually, guys, in reality, a lot of the time, that's not the case. So let's talk some realistic figures here, guys. And you can see going back a year, in the first 90 days of this mug business I started, it made 1,581 Great British pounds, or $2,122. And at that point, key bit of information, I had 150 listings in total. And at the time for that shop, guys, the strategy was to just sell 11 ounce and 15 ounce white mugs to just a UK audience. Sorry, Americans. But guys, that is actually a strategy that I did change a few months ago with this business. And I'm going to explain exactly what that strategy change was and how that affected the stats within the shop. But now, guys, what I want to do for a direct comparison is show you what a month looked like, so a 30-day period looked like for this shop a year ago, compared to what the live stats are on this shop right now from the last 30 days to get the best comparison. So if we look here, guys, you can see 2024 stats. You can see that the shop was very new, but it was making daily orders already, and in total was making around 883 Great British pounds, or $1,185 in a month, whilst also charging free shipping, by the way, guys. So the figure that you see here on the graph is exactly what the revenue was for that business. And now, if we take this, guys, and we compare it to the last 30 days of the business now, you can see my little old mug shop is now making around about 2,387 Great British pounds, or $3,281 US per month. But there is one very important key bit of information here, guys. And I said there was a bit of a strategy change. One thing to consider now is that I charge £4.50 Great British pounds for shipping, which, of course, any of you guys who sell on Etsy, you'll know this. The shipping charges, they're not shown up in these graphs. So if we also add on the £4.50 for the 251 orders, this totals to an extra £1,129, or an extra $1,513 to be added to the revenue that you saw in the graph. So that makes the true total revenue for this store in the last 30 days 3,116 Great British pounds, or $4,713 per month, which on the outset, guys, is actually over a 4 times increase in revenue from a 30-day period when I filmed this video last year. But now, guys, again, to be equally transparent and always realistic with you, because it's probably annoying for you that whenever you see sales figures of people, it's always just the revenue. Everyone paints a picture of revenue. They never tell you what the actual profit is of the business. So let's talk profit now. And if we account for the Etsy fees for the last 30 days, the amount that I've spent on ads, because I am running ads for this business, and the printify costs, you can see that we're actually left with around $1,627 of pure profit per month with this business where it's at now. Which, to be honest, guys, I'm going to be open-handed for a shop that's pretty much been running on autopilot over the last year. I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm definitely not going to complain. And I'm certainly sure, just like a lot of you, an extra $1,600 per month profit into my bank account, it does make a difference. That is a nice little chunk of income. And especially, guys, getting a bit personal now, but being someone that was brought up in a single parent household, watching my mum literally working 2, even 3 jobs at the same point sometimes to provide for me and my sister. Like, I can only imagine what an extra $1,600 per month put into her bank account, like the difference that would have made to our lives. And so, yeah, I'm definitely not going to complain about this. I think it is a very solid number in profit to be achieving per month. And guys, just before I quickly move on to the plan of exactly what I'm going to do to this business to take it to the next level, to that 24K a month goal, I just wanted to really quickly say something just from the heart, because I did have a little bit of imposter syndrome with this shop, and I was a little hesitant to actually reveal the revenue figures and everything like in this much detail to you guys. And I didn't know why I felt that way, but I think now I do. And that is because being an Etsy YouTuber and watching all of the other content out there online, I think I probably felt a little bit the same as you guys do. Whereas I almost felt like if I'm not earning $10,000 per month in profit, then it's almost a failure. I kind of had a bit of that feeling. But you know what, guys? Truthfully, when I boiled it down, the only reason I actually started this shop in the first place was just to prove to you guys that the strategy and the methodology that I talk about does actually work. And you can apply it not just to one business, but you can apply it time and time again, because it's a formula. And like I keep saying, Etsy is an algorithm. And when you do the things right for the algorithm, you do get sustained, systematic results. And so, yeah, that's kind of the main reason why I wanted to do it. It's just to prove that to you guys, like on a first-hand basis. And this is also why I've started a digital product shop as well, but that's one for another video. And yeah, just in general, guys, I never wanted to be somebody that ever gives advice on something I don't know. Like, I spent 7 years as a marine engineer, so I'm very systematic and very methodical about everything. So I need to see something work to know that it works, to then have confidence in it. And so, yeah, I just wanted to say to you guys, like, don't ever feel bad if you're not at the levels that, say, some of the other YouTubers out there. You know, I'm not here to name any names or anything, but if you're not at some of the levels you see online, like, don't feel bad, because, you know, sometimes people out there, they don't have your best interests at heart. And yeah, just always remember that everyone's at different stages of the journey. And if you keep doing things right with a systematic approach, then you will get systematic, predictable results. And if any of you guys wanted to know the exact system that I keep talking about with this, then I've put it into like over 20 plus hours of training modules. I've put that all in my community for you guys. So if you're someone that benefits from a more step-by-step methodical approach to making money online, then feel free to check that out. Link's always in the description. It's only $20 for the first 200 members. I try to make it as accessible as possible to everyone, because to be frank, guys, I watch enough YouTube videos myself, and I'm fed up of seeing a lot of the rubbish that people say out there, because it definitely doesn't make you feel any better. I know it doesn't. I've experienced it firsthand. But anyway, guys, thanks for listening to me ramble on there. Now let's talk about my plan to how I actually make this business into a $24,000 per month shop. And it will take a little bit of time, but this is my strategy. And now there's a few things that I've already started putting into place with this business over the last few months, okay? And so firstly, instead of just selling the 11 ounce and the 15 ounce mugs, I've now already introduced the 2-tone accent mugs to my business. And this is just because I think they look better in general, to be honest, personally, but also just adds another product variation, a bit more nuance to the shop. And yeah, I just think it gives shoppers something else to look at. And then of course, in addition to this, guys, I've also now started selling in the US as well, using the Printify order routing setting. So rather than previously just selling to the UK, we've now got a lot more distribution with the business, which in turn has definitely helped with sales as well. And then guys, another thing that I've started doing as well, obviously AI image generation has become so much better over the last year since I first started this shop, that now pretty much all of my designs, they're made with some help from AI. And if AI makes me something that's not quite perfect, I then normally just go in, tidy it up a little bit manually, and then I'd say some text for personalization or something. But yeah, that's in general how I do a lot of my designing nowadays. And so now let's talk about some other areas that I've got planned to take this shop to the next level, but I haven't quite implemented yet. And the first place I want to start, guys, is of course to start creating more listings and slap myself on the wrist and actually put more time into this business. So what I'm going to be doing is designating a whole day, like shocking, I know, one whole day per week to spend just on batch creating listings for this business because I really want to get to the point where this has got 1,000 listings on the shop. And the reason I say 1,000 listings for this type of business is that magic number is because, guys, I have done a lot of studying of different shops on Etsy for a lot of YouTube videos. And one common theme just keeps on coming up. Businesses with over 1,000 listings always make a lot more sales on Etsy compared to businesses that aren't at that listing number. And then, guys, of course, I'm also going to start expanding the product selection and keep moving this business forward. And so I'm just going to talk through now some of the products that I'm looking at introducing and my thinking behind that. So the first product I'm going to introduce is going to be tumblers. The reason why is because the sorts of designs that I've been making for the mugs, they quite naturally translate over to tumblers as well. And I just think, especially with some of the more personalized designs, somebody who buys a mug may also like the same design on a tumbler as well, personalized for their name. And I think that would just in turn help to increase that average order value for the business. And then, of course, in line with this as well, another product is going to be coasters. So again, guys, what I'm thinking a lot with this business now is increasing the amount every customer spends with me and increasing the amount of products that each customer buys from me per order. So I want to try and upsell multiple product orders a lot more now. So that's kind of my thinking behind it. So mugs plus coasters, mugs plus tumblers, just going down that sort of direction. And then, of course, guys, another way I'm going to start improving this shop is going to be more experimentation with different types of mock-ups. And if you've watched any of my content before, you're going to know, guys, that this is something we always talk about. Images sell products. And so I'm always going to be experimenting with different types of images. Now, the way I'm going to track how these new mock-ups are going to be performing is through a metric called CTR, so click-through rate. And this is a stat that, unfortunately, it's only given to us through Etsy ads, but nevertheless, it's perfect because it literally tells you how clickable, I guess you could say, an image is. And so this is the key metric I'm going to be looking at for the mockups I'm using. And guys, talking about mockups, this is actually a really exciting one for me because I care so much about this shop. I've actually gone out my way to order one of each of the different mug types, work with a professional photography team, and actually start creating my own JPEG and PSD smart object mockups for these mugs at the minute, maybe other products in the future, but for the mugs at the minute. And I want to pay really intricate detail to, like, you know, the shadows, placement of hands, you know, all of that sort of stuff with the mockups to try and make them as perfect as possible for not only myself, but also other sellers out there. And guys, if you're in the community, you'll already know that you've already got free access to the first shoot of mockups I've done on this. I hope you're really enjoying them. And it's something I'm also going to be using for this exact mug shop, but I'm also going to sell the mockup separately on another Etsy business, which I'm going to start potentially in a month or so's time. And so yeah, if any of you guys wanted to check out some new mug mockups, then they're all available in my private community, along with all of my step-by-step training courses, daily trending product ideas with all of the SEO, the AI prompts done for you, and just in general, guys, a very friendly community where we're all just supporting each other and talking realistic figures. No one's trying to sell you on anything all of the time. And yeah, it's just a nice environment to be in. So link as always in the video description. Price goes up after 200 members. Try it out now if you like. And yeah, I just want to say, guys, this video, thank you for listening to it. This is my general plan for this Etsy shop and how I'm going to take it to the next level. I'll look to do another update for you guys, revealing all of the figures and everything after Q4 is done. So probably around about like January time, maybe. Yeah, I just want to say, if you saw value in what I say, feel free to check out this video. It's got a lot of my other Etsy tips in it, completely for free. I think it might really help you guys. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.